Hey guys, and happy full moon to everyone. My name is Marina and you're watching Mars Stars. In this video, of course, we are going to talk about the full moon, which is happening on the 10th of May at 5:42 New York time. So, this full moon is actually very interesting, very intense, and can bring incredible shifts and changes for all of us. So, we have the sun in Taurus and the moon in Scorpio. As usual, on the full moon, the sun and the moon are opposing each other. So this is the time when we can realize something. This is the time when we can get some kind of insights. We might have a clearer idea. There might be, like literally clarity in our life, especially in terms of the signs where we have, in terms of the areas of the signs where we have the full moon, and after that, depending on the houses where the full moon falls in our horoscope. Here you can see actually the horoscope of the full moon. That's exactly, here are the planets with the exact degrees and the aspects. So let's try to say it very clear and fast. I will try to make the video shorter because we are all busy and I want you to be able to listen to all of it. So Taurus Scorpio, that's the basic, that's the essence that we should focus on. Taurus, so the sun is in Taurus, so it represents, Taurus is the most stable sign. Taurus is a fixed and earth sign at the same time, so that's why this is really, really stable, really grounded, really practical sign. A sign that doesn't like changes. Taurus don't like to make sudden changes. They like, to wait more, to try to keep their current state. On the other hand, we have the moon in Scorpio. So Scorpio is also a fixed sign, but it is the sign of transformations. The fixed nature of the sign is related with the fact that these processes are very deep and slow, but it's the direction is towards making some kind of change. So the basic conflict here is, first of all, might be between our desire to keep the situation as it is, to focus on our stability, on our security, which is related with Taurus. And on the other hand, the other polarity is related with the need to transform something, to make some kind of significant changes, which will bring, like a total transformations. Sometimes Scorpio can be a sign which can bring some kind of destruction. It can destroy something which is, which is already dead, actually. So if something is going through if someone is going through a lot of changes, if you feel like your life is, you're not secure and you're losing something, well, you should realize that this is meant to, live your life. You should let it go, because Scorpio and Pluto, they take only the stuff that are already dead. So this is a time when we may need to think about losses, separations. That's what Scorpio is about. It can be, of course, in terms of relationships with others, or some kind of personal issues, or some kind of material issues especially. But you may need to think what you need to hold on, to keep in your life, and what you should release, what you should leave, and separate, literally separate with something. And speaking of material issues and stuff, actually this axis Taurus Scorpio is related with our resources as well. So Taurus represents our own personal belongings, including our physical body, including our money, all kind of material stuff that you can touch. And Scorpio is related with the resources of others, the invisible stuff, for example, money coming from other people, resources, support, and this stuff. So this is a time when you can make some important financial decisions as well. You can change something, or you can find the new sources of income, or there might be like a very big shift for you in with your belongings, including, or with some kind of material stuff. And now is the time again to realize what you need and what you can separate with, including about material stuff. So for example, if you want to make a change in your life, if you need some kind of shift, if you want to boost life a little bit around you, this full moon is great to think about what you can throw, leave on the garbage. Like it might be some kind of material stuff that you no longer need, but for example you're attached to them because it reminds you of the past, because it reminds you of someone. Well, if you want something new coming in your life, you have to let go the old stuff. So my advice is I think that it was in some kind of the Eastern knowledge, but I can't remember right now, but there was some kind of exercise. So for 10 days you should throw up 10 things a day. So actually there finally you will throw 100 stuff. So it can be some small stuff, for example, throw your pen, throw something from your wardrobe, or some kind of clothes or whatever, but some things that you no longer need, you should separate with them. And it opens up the energy around you, and it allows the new stuff to come up for you, including new sources of energy, new sources of income, new sources of support, or whatever it is that you need right now. So one of my greatest advices for you right now is to think about what you can separate with and just do it. Okay, so what else do we have? Also, Scorpio is the sign related with possible critical situations. So this might be a time when we might be in front of some kind of challenge that we need to overcome. We need to realize something. Scorpio is also related with secrets, with some things that are invisible, that you can't see but you can feel. So it is a great time to follow your intuition, to pay attention on your intuition, because it can bring some kind of insights that can be really valuable for you. And from the challenging, the negative side of this is that, for example, you can become aware of something unpleasant, something secret, something that you haven't expected. So be prepared for that as well. But as I told you, the full moon allows you to see the reality. So it only means that you are going to become aware of something. So even that can be even this is something positive, because you can again become related with reality. You can become in touch, you can get in touch with reality, which is Taurus, which Taurus symbolizes. So in general, the area of resources is really important. Money, giving money, what you are giving, what you are receiving, how to improve your health as well. If you need to separate with some kind of unhealthy habits, that's a wonderful time. Starting some kind of energetical practices as well, which are related with Scorpio. They can help you to transform something that you, in case that you need that. And thinking about some serious stuff as well. Scorpio is related with serious topics like death, like some kind of trauma, some kind of pain that you have been through. Now is a time when you can release that. For example, you can make some kind of meditation. You can, try to consciously separate with this stuff that you no longer need, which have been painful to you or have hurt you in some way. And let's look at the aspects that we have. So here we can find the aspects. So we have Jupiter and Saturn both making green aspects with the Sun and the Moon. So these are from the group of the quintiles. So actually, Jupiter and Saturn, they both make semi-quintile with the Moon, and this is actually a big quintile with the Sun. So 36 degrees with the Moon, and the big quintile was 144 degrees with the Sun. And at the same time, so Jupiter and Saturn are making quintile with each other. So that's an incredibly interesting combination, or you can see it here as well. Jupiter, Saturn, and the Sun, and these are the green aspects that we have. So as we have talked, the green aspects are very soft. They are not so obvious like the squares, like the trines, and the most important about them is that they bring the opportunity to make some kind of change in your life. But these kind of changes are a matter of personal choices. That's another specific thing for the green aspect. So now we may have the chance, we have the opportunities around us to make these incredibly important personal changes, especially about everything that we just talked about. But you're not forced to do that. You have the opportunity, you have the chances, they are in front of you, but it's up to you. And the positive aspects which Jupiter and Saturn make at the same time suggest that these changes can also be in terms of career, in terms of your social realization, and you can make a very big shift right now, especially with something related with your social state. And also the other aspect that we have is from Pluto. So Pluto makes trine with the Sun and sextile with the Moon. And this is an incredibly supportive aspect. So first of all, Pluto rules the Moon. Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio. That's why this aspect is even more positive and important. And Pluto is a planet that can give a lot of power. Especially these positive aspects, they can provide this power, and it's in a more harmonious way. So you can feel really empowered. You can feel very strong and able to take some kind of initiatives, to take some kind of decisions. And these can be very reasonable decisions because, as we said, the Sun is in Taurus, Pluto is in Capricorn. This positive connection between the earth signs can be related with the opportunity to change something, to make a visible change, to transform something which will be long-lasting, which will have an important influence for you, especially in terms of career or something that you can actually build up, you can create with your hands, or you can measure. These are all stuff related with the earth signs. We can be really empowered by this aspect. We can achieve this transformation in not such painful way, because Pluto is the planet of these transformations and possible crisis. But the fact that it makes harmonious aspects with the Sun and the Moon suggests that this can also be like a healing process, because that's another influence of Pluto. It can destroy something which is like dead, or which is ill or unhealthy for you. But when Pluto makes these positive aspects, this can be some kind of healing process. Even if it is painful, you will be able to see that actually it allows you to separate with something that will improve your life, will change it in a positive direction. Okay, so actually these are the aspects that we have with the sun and the moon, and there are no challenging aspects. Basically all of the aspects are positive, so that's a very good indication that these transformational processes won't be so painful, as we already said. And my advice is to try to be more grounded. So we need to find the balance between being oriented on practical material stuff and the desire to dive inside of us, or to leave everything material and just focus on yourself. So that's the big dilemma also related with Taurus and Scorpio. Should we focus on the material stuff, on the things, some obligations, some things that you have to do, or you should just leave all of that, pay attention to your intuition, listen to your listen to your intuition and your inner self. So finding the balance, that's what the full moon requires from all of us, and transform what you would like to transform in your life. So take the steps. And okay, so now we can say a few words, because we don't want this video to be too long. So just a few words about each of the signs and where we are having the full moon in our horoscope. So starting with Aries, the moon falls in your 8th house and the sun falls in 2nd house. So it's literally about your finances, your personal belongings. You can realize something, especially there might be some kind of changes, especially in the area of your personal finances, where we have the moon in Scorpio. So actually this is in your 8th house. So for you, the changes might be related with the resources of other people. So actually what you are giving and what you're receiving. Also, this can be related with some kind of investment, some kind of financial decisions. For example, you can invest in something or attract the investment of another person. Next we have Taurus. So for Taurus, the full moon is in your 7th and 1st house. So for you, this is extremely important full moon, especially in terms of relationships. So now is the time when you can decide to take some, you can realize actually what you want in terms of relationships. There might be a very big shift there. And you can feel a little bit, like this is the time to take the decision. Possible separations can happen as well. And yeah, the area of relationships is the most important for you. Next we have Gemini. So for Gemini, the moon falls in their 6th house and the sun falls in 12th house. So this is about finding the balance between the time that you spend on some kind of material stuff, on your responsibilities, on your daily routines, and the time that you will spend taking a rest and doing something which is private, which is not obvious for others. So you should allow yourself more to listen to your intuition, also to pay attention to the way that you actually feel. Next we have Cancer. So for Cancer, the full moon will fall in their 5th and 11th house. So this is about your social activities. So how much time do you spend on the things that society wants you to do, and how much time do you spend on the things that you would like to do? One is 11th house, one is 5th, the other is 5th house. So you may need to find the balance, also the balance between friendships and your love life, or the desire to do something on your own and the need to cooperate with others and be a team player. These are also topics that this full moon can bring to you. And next we have Leo. So for Leo, the full moon is in their 4th and 10th house. So this is about This is also an important full moon for you because it's in the cardinal houses. And this is about your career. This is about your career, and on the other hand, the balance with your family issues, and the time that you spend with your family, what you need to do for them, the desire to spend more time at home, and on the other hand, the work and business projects that you may have, and the need to find the balance between them. So next we have Virgo, and for Virgo the full moon falls in their 3rd and 9th house. So you need to focus to find the balance between focusing on your future goals, on the things that you want to achieve in long term, and the steps that you're taking right now. So part of you may want to focus on the future, but at the same time you might be pushed to stay present, to be more in touch with reality, with your daily life. This is also a very positive full moon if you would like to make some kind of changes about in your plans, or something related with traveling as well, and education. So these are the areas which can be the most important for you. Next we have Libra. So for Libra, the full moon falls in their 2nd and 8th house. So there might be changes again for you related with your finances, but these are changes that you should initiate. You can realize something important about your personal stuff, actually. How much do you have, how much you would like to have, and what can help you, how you can achieve that. So some kind of changes in your financial area. And next we have Scorpio. So for Scorpio, the full moon is in their 1st and 7th house. So that's extremely important for you. Especially important in terms of relationships, in terms of contacts with others, how you communicate with them. Also, you can, through the communication with another person, you can realize something important for yourself. In general, this is something which can happen on every full moon, but especially when it is in your 1st and 7th house. This is a time when, through the communication with another person, actually this other person can be like a mirror for you. He can show you something about yourself. You can, through this communication, you can realize something about yourself. So personal changes and changes in terms of relationships for you. Next we have Sagittarius, and for Sagittarius the full moon is in 12th and 6th house. So this is again about your responsibilities, about your work. So you can decide, for example, to quit something, or there can be like a materialization of some kind of work project that you have started. So for example, you can finish that. You may have what you have planned for in this area. Also, this full moon is important for your health. So you can separate with some kind of unhealthy habits, or start a new kind of regime, or stop doing something which is unhealthy for you. This is a very positive time to think about these issues. And next we have Capricorn. So for Capricorn, the full moon is in their 11th and 5th house. So again, the topic is about your personal desires and what others want you to do. Your personal projects, and on the other hand, the projects that include others. So finding the balance, how much you would like to achieve on your own, how much you would like to be part of a team with other people. These are all topics very important for you right now. And something important in the area of friendships and in your life, love life, may happen for you. So we have Aquarius next, and for Aquarius, The full moon will be in your 10th and 4th house. So this is a time when you can make a big shift related with your career, with your work, with your business projects and plans, and on the other hand, issues related with your family. So this is an important full moon because it activates the cardinal axis in your horoscope, and you can make like life-changing decisions, especially in terms of family and home, and on the other hand your career and social goals. And finally we have Pisces. So for Pisces, the full moon is in their 9th and 3rd house. So you can realize or you can change something related with your long-term goals. You can change your perspective about the future, what you would like to achieve in the future. Your goals can really be can undergo a very big change. So think about the future, how you see yourself, what you would like to achieve. Also things related with education or with traveling. Again, this can be a positive time to finish some kind of educational project or some kind of training or course. These are all positive activities for you on this full moon. So I think that these were the most important things that we wanted to discuss. Thank you very much for watching. I'm not sure, I think it's already a long video, but I hope that it is helpful for you, and thanks again for watching.